All right, Gaming Compute, what's up? Good morning. I want to talk real quick about sales funnels. I want to use an example, and please excuse my rumbling stomach. I need to make some breakfast. All right. So I've done this before, but I want to do this now because it's kind of on topic with what we've been talking about. It's about the next phase. So we've been talking about, if you're trying to sell a product or trying to sell a service, right? Now, I'll use an example. We can all use an example, right? Go to your emails, look at some of the emails you have. If you're like me, you probably have quite a few emails from people who have websites where on that website you can probably buy something, right? Now, how are they emailing me? Some of them, my information has been sold to somebody for some information I put in some other site. I've noticed when I do job applications, on certain sites, I'll see, shortly thereafter, start getting either weird text messages or weird emails trying to like sell me some weird thing that I never knew existed or cared for, but because they sell my information, right? Like I willingly put my information into, a job board site or something. And then, if I don't pay attention to those cookies, and click off of, don't sell my freaking information, they're going to sell it. So that's one way that the emails get here. The preferred way that the emails get here is because I have signed up. So Neil Patel, I've talked about him before, good guy online with content to follow. So how did I start getting emails from Neil Patel? And think about your own strategies for getting customers, right? Either you're getting customers to buy your service or customers to buy um your products, right? But we've talked before about like cold ads, cold everything. If you don't have the traffic, how are you going to get these? And if you're not paying for traffic, how are you going to get, where you're trying to go? So yesterday I got an email from Neil Patel, from his email list. But how come I'm getting that email? Well, I have certain topics that I've searched over time, and Neil Patel, his channel on YouTube has come up multiple times. Within some of those times, I eventually probably clicked on a video or clicked on a link in the description in one of his YouTube videos, and it led me to his, uh, squeeze page for lead generation, where it was probably, hey, click here and get a free something, or click here for this free information, or click here or to use our free trial. You can use this once or twice a day or whatever for free. Go on here, because there was something that I wanted from his YouTube channel. How many of us have not done that, right? How many of us have never given our email to some content creator because we wanted to get emails from them because either we were interested in music production, or we're interested in something, with sports or fitness, or we're interested in, we want to read the emails. We're like, well, maybe once in a while when I'm in line at the DMV or at the airport waiting for my flight or whatever, I might want to scroll through my emails and check on some emails that are actually stuff that I want to read. And so we will willingly give our emails to these lead generation um, processes of the funnel, of the sales funnel, because we want that free information on a regular basis. Even if I don't actively read it, whenever I get Neil Patel emails, I kind of don't really delete them right away. I'll just delete all the other ones that I get that are junk, and then I'll just save his, And so I usually have like at most given times like 5 or 6 undeleted emails from Neil Patel's emails that he sends out, because he sends them out on a pretty regular basis, a couple times a week. So the one I got yesterday said, I don't know if it was yesterday, maybe it was yesterday, but it says yesterday. But anyways, the one I got most recently, it says Neil Patel, LinkedIn SEO, how to optimize your profile. Now, I've been working on my LinkedIn. I like to read about SEO. I want to know about optimizing my profile on LinkedIn. I've already been doing it, but I want to know what he has to say about it too, because I've been using LinkedIn to my advantage. So of course I'm going to click on the email. But how did I even get the emails in the first place? It was probably because I was watching YouTube, and just he posts so many videos on YouTube that, within the things that I would commonly search, and his videos come up so much because they rank very high. And I just kept seeing. This is over years. I've been seeing this guy online, posting stuff, and it's usually within the type of content I want. So eventually, one of those videos would have led me to his squeeze page to put in my email to get these types of emails and newsletters. So I got this one. What does the email say? So it says LinkedIn is a great source to generate more traffic and business. For us, it's our third most popular channel after Google and YouTube. That's for Neil Patel's um, company. Um, but being on LinkedIn isn't enough. You have to optimize your profile just like you would optimize your site. So, like if you had a website or even like social media in general, like you're going to optimize all of them, right? You're not just going to put up a picture and just like leave it and then like start applying to jobs and expect somebody to be impressed by your profile photo or whatever. Like you're gonna fill out as much as you can and make it as good as you can. The beautiful part is that it is easy and it doesn't require coding. And then there's a link here. It says how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for more views, right? Then the email continues. It says cheers, Neil Patel. That's the signature at the end. Then it says PS. And speaking of LinkedIn, this will help you grow your community. It's a great book that's worth checking out. I never clicked on that link, but it's there. PPS. If you need help with your marketing, reach out. That's another link. We're here to help. And so, end of email. So he doesn't give you enough information in the email to actually have all the steps, right? So that's another method. The copy that's in this email is meant for you to click on one of three relevant things. You can either learn about optimizing your LinkedIn profile, which will lead you to his website. You can learn about a book that has something valuable about growing community. And then you can also reach out if you need help with your own marketing. So you have three opportunities to click links of relevant information. So if I click just the main link that has to do with his website, I'm on the mobile version, it goes straight to his website, neilpatel.com. And the very first thing I see is his picture. Next to his picture, I hope you enjoy reading this blog post. If you want my team to do your marketing for you, click here. So he already is offering a service, right? So think about all the ways this guy can make money. He's got a monetized YouTube channel that he's posting videos on a regular basis, that he has multiple subscribers because he's providing all this free, valuable YouTube content to people who want to learn about marketing or want to learn about developing their business or want to learn about a small business or want to learn about how to sell stuff or want to learn about how to optimize their websites. He's got all that content on his YouTube channel for years worth of content, and then on occasion at a new year, everybody starts updating their content. Like you see it all the time. 2023, these are the new tips. 2024, it's coming up. There's going to be more 2024 videos of more content, and as everything is changing on many platforms during this 2023 year, there's going to be a lot of changes that we all want to know about. And so I myself, I know I'm looking forward to hearing what people have to say about new methods for 2024, because I'm like, there's not a lot of content out there right now about how to address all the changes with all these different platforms that we're all on, right? The algorithms changing and all these different things. So I'm not going to read the whole website, but just looking at the website in general, um, he's already, pitching his, marketing service that you can click there. This is even before the actual article. Then he has the blog article. It's written, formatted for SEO already, and he's talking about LinkedIn SEO guide, how to optimize LinkedIn profiles. I'm not going to read all of the headings, but he's got a picture. The picture is basically based on the title, and this is the guide. That's a free guide. That's his blog post, basically. He talks about the background of why it's important, and after that, he has another ad of his own. See how my agency can drive more traffic to your website. He talks about SEO and content marketing and paid media. You can book a call. So you don't really just have to, click here to have the marketing team do the work. You can also book a call. And you know that now during the middle of this article and at the very beginning of the article, you've already had uh, that information um, about his stuff. He talks about ranking factors for SEO on LinkedIn, and then going down more, he has a free, software that's his free software. He has a lot of free software, by the way. Free software that you can use. It asks, are you using Google Ads? Try our free ads grader. And so you can get your free analysis by putting your website address into this ads grader. And that's a free service you could use of his. He's possibly getting money for people clicking through his site, for people going to his blog, for people going to this other, free analysis, for people going to the marketing calls. He might be getting a little bit of money for all these things. I don't really know for sure, but I'm guessing because he's got such a large team. It's not just him alone. Um, Scrolling down more, he has visuals of what a high profile photo looks like, implementing a background photo, what that looks like, information about that, optimize your profile copy and your about page. He's got an example of that. It's a picture, another picture example of, using LinkedIn search suggest. Very valuable information. If you really wanted to know this information, this is a very good, lengthy article. Build a profile funnel. So that's another thing he's talking about. Engage with our accounts. Engage with other accounts content. And so it talks about engagement. These are things that I've learned in a course, and he's actually providing more information on top of what that course had provided. He talks about, he shows an example of uh, profiles that he thinks, of, I guess, things that other people wrote that would be a good example of something to share. Get recommendations, skills, and endorsements. He shows examples of what recommendations look like in a picture, examples of skills, and he has a picture. Um, so lots of pictures, screenshots that he's sharing of, valuable information. And still at the very end, if you want more traffic, um, he has this, hey, I'm Neil Patel. I'm determined to make a business grow. My only question is, will it be yours? And then it says your website URL, and then you can click continue, And who knows where that goes, but you can put your website URL. It has something to do with getting more traffic. This is at the very end of the article. The article's over at this point. There's still more information about Neil Patel. You can learn more about him. Again, this ads grader is down here. There's a search on the blog, and then there's guides. There's more guides where there's this whole list of topics like digital marketing, online marketing, Google AdWords, um, SEO, content marketing, blogging, all these, growth hacking, all of these, you know, guides. If you click over to agencies, it has all these agencies that you can kind of go look at: e-commerce agency, AdWords agency, those types of things. If you keep scrolling down, there's tools: SEO analyzer, A/B testing calculator, Uber suggest, backlinks checker. A lot of these are free. These are free things that he's created, that he's pitched on YouTube, that he talks about over and over again on YouTube, that he can talk about different aspects of how different people can use them free on his website. And then more, again, do you want more traffic? Another opportunity to put in your URL. And then he has comments, 14 comments on this article by people. You can read through all those comments. This is a very well made article, very long, excuse me, very long, um, very valuable. And, you know, so think about your own either side hustle or side gig or website or whatever it is you're trying to build for yourself. If it's like an e-commerce site, or you're selling your services, maybe you edit videos or something like that. How does that compare to this? How does that compare to this? Do you have a YouTube channel where you're talking about valuable information and on a routine basis giving people good information? Do you have that? Do you have a YouTube channel or some type of channel, podcast, blog, some type of place where people are gravitating towards your content already? Do you have that? That would be step one. You need something like that. Do you have a way to collect emails so that you can send out emails? Do you? So once people find you on YouTube, say for example, is there any other action that they're supposed to take, or are they just supposed to consume your content? Right? So how are you even generating leads? Are you even having a way to contact people who already are interested in maybe video editing? Do you have a way to share more information with them outside of the videos that you put on YouTube, if that's what you're doing? Do you have a squeeze page? You can make a squeeze page. Um, do you have a main website where people can even go on there and purchase your services? Are you on, I don't know if people put services on Etsy. I mean, you could technically even put services on Craigslist, Upwork, Fiverr. I mean, people have people say what they need to say about certain sites like Upwork or Fiverr or whatever. They all have their issues to them, or using like Stripe payments and all this kind of stuff. Everything's going to take a fee from you, right? Having a website can take fees from you. Most of the time, if you want a .com, a you're paying for a website domain name that you can get them cheap, but you're still going to have to renew it every year, every 3 years, depending how long you paid for it for. If you use hosting, you're probably going to have to pay for that every month. If you use something like GoDaddy.com, it's like $16.99 a month, I think, if you don't do their yearly plan and you just pay monthly as you go to have um, your website with them and hosted by them. You could use their website builder as well, um, for that price range. And so you could make a squeeze page in that way. You can make a landing page and have your YouTube channel linked to it, have your video, how people can hire you as a video editor, You can have that on your website. Maybe you can have way more, maybe you don't want more. Um, if your website is a blog, you could have something like Neil Patel, where once you do get emails from people after they've been watching your YouTube channel, you can take those emails, you can take those email addresses, you can write articles about your upcoming posts on your blog, on your website. Um, so you could write about those. Yeah, you could write about them on your website. Um, and just have a schedule of when you're putting out articles on your blog, on your website, and put that, um, make sure that people are getting emails about it, emails that are valuable to them. Maybe you're talking about the top 5 lenses. Maybe you're talking about the top 5 cameras. Maybe you're talking about 10 tips to, um, you know, get 10 tips or 10 types of software that are free for, use, free for people to use for video editing. Free, 5 different platforms outside of YouTube where people can post their videos and monetize, those sites. Um, to make blog posts, it does help to know how to write SEO, optimize blog posts. You can write, it doesn't have to be optimized. If you're not really trying to rank the posts or anything, you want to make sure the grammar is good and everything. But you could potentially be monetizing your blog as well, depending. I mean, if you blog with Medium, you could potentially monetize that blog, get traffic to it from from your email list and from your YouTube channel. But you still need to find a way to get customers to pay you for your visit. If you do actual video editing yourself, um, there's so much. Maybe you're not targeting people who want to learn video editing. Maybe you're targeting people who want to hire you as a video editor. Um, Maybe you're showing different different things. Maybe it's not educational towards video editors. Maybe it's educational of how people can uh, use your video editing services for important events in their life. What services do you have to offer that are better? Um, Maybe you've read reviews on other video editors' websites and figured out what it is that other video editors aren't doing, that people are complaining about and giving them low ratings for, and making sure that you're able to provide, stellar service in those areas. And maybe you're writing and blogging about those services that you provide. I don't know. I'm making this up off the top of my head. I don't even really know so much about video editing. I don't really do it unless I have to. I find it time consuming. It's not really my thing, but um you can learn. I would encourage people, use the internet as a learning tool, not just to consume content, but, you know, be observant. Observe what's going on. You get emails every day. We all get emails every day. We get sales calls every day from random people. If you have to, listen to some of those voicemails of the people who try to reach you on a regular basis that you don't even want to talk to them because you've blocked them because they're spam. Read your spam emails sometimes. Don't click on the links, of course, but read them. Read the weird spam text that you get. Like, why don't you click on it? Because there's weird typos and it's strange, and there's all this like weird punctuation, and you're like, what is this? You already know that it's not something that you want to click on. Those look bad. You know what bad emails look like when they've got weird like letters in the title and all kind, like, look in your junk mail folder. Everything looks strange. Like, just the titles alone and just the way it's written looks strange. You can tell when something's trying to scam you just because it sounds weird. You don't want to sound like that in your own emails. You don't want to look like that when you're sending people actual like messages on Instagram or trying to get people's attention, you don't want to look scammy and spammy. Uh, so don't play around with all the formatting and make it look too weird so that people are going to be like, ah, what the heck is that? Why's it got all these weird, like, exclamation marks and like weird, like, happy faces all over the place and stuff? Like, people are going to look at it and be like, what the heck is this? You know? Um, Learn how to write emails that people will click on. I mean, it's good to give a lot of good information in your emails, but if there's no reason for them to click through and get back to your website or get back to what you're selling or get back to some free offer that you have that kind of keeps them engaged or get back to, being in what you've created, then, you want there always to be some next step, right? You want there to be a next step. So, um, I took a screenshot of a YouTube video that was describing sales funnels. And let's see. It says, that there's traffic. So, yeah, maybe that's coming from your YouTube channel. And then there's an opt in or, that squeeze page or that lead generation where people, you led them to want to give you their email because they like information that you're sending, and then over time you're sending emails once a month or once a week or however often because you have people on your email. Now this email list is going to continue to grow. The more content you're posting that's driving more traffic, your email list is going to continue to grow. You might have a sales page that might be as far as you really get. You have a sales page where people can find stuff on there that they want to buy from you, and then if they click on it, then it goes to the order page, and if they click on it, maybe it goes to an upsell. Maybe you're like, you get this free book that I wrote, and you get, you can pay $50 for my service or whatever the heck it is. I'll edit one video for this amount of that's this long for this amount of minutes for this amount of money, or upsell, I'll do 3 videos for what would be a discounted rate. So if it's $50 for one, maybe you're doing less than $150 for 3. So maybe they're getting a discount if they order 3, versus ordering 3 individually, like separately. Like if you order 3, maybe instead of $150, maybe you're charging $100, so you're basically getting one for free. You buy 2 get 1 free or something like that. I don't know if that's really an upsell, like, but something along those lines. Because now instead of paying $50, they're willing to pay you $100 or even more than that, maybe. Um, and then they get your service, or if it's not a service that you're selling, they get to download whatever, your course is, or they get to download whatever your book is, or they get to buy whatever physical product is that you might be selling on your order on your sales page. um think about this. If you're not doing this and you're not getting traffic and you're not getting sales, or you're not getting sales because you're not getting traffic, how are you getting traffic? You need traffic. And so if you're not creating content somewhere, that's a missed opportunity for traffic. Even if it's Instagram content, even if it's TikTok content. I mean, it needs to be appropriate for what you're doing. Of course, like, not everything works perfectly fine on every platform, but there's a way to get traffic. So if you're not promoting your, if you're not giving any free information, or you're not buying traffic, then how are people even going to find you? You need to be providing some kind of value, or paying, for people to see you online to get to your webpage. People aren't just going to get to it unless it's already ranking. People aren't even really going to know that you exist online. So, I hope this is helpful. Study, guys. Study your email. Study websites that you go on. Study blogs that you read. See what it is that they're doing. How do they keep you coming back? Why do you even click on their stuff? Even if you've never purchased anything from them, why do you keep going back? Why do you keep watching their videos? What is it and where do they lead you? Do they always lead you or ask you to click on another thing? Do they always lead you to some other area? What happens? What's going on? Um think about it, Think about where things are being led and try to, you know, do what other people are doing in a lot of ways. You can be creative and do your own thing too, but you know, every piece of content should potentially lead to something else, right? Otherwise, it's just like throwing content to the wind. It needs to kind of lead to somewhere else. You might need to build up a base first, and you might not have a website yet. You might not have a sales page yet, or you might be using something like Etsy or eBay or Craigslist or Upwork or Fiverr or I don't know, Mercari or whatever. You might be using some other thing. Maybe you're selling like used clothes, or maybe you're selling, who knows what you're selling. Like you might be selling a course, whatever. Um you don't even have to use the classic channels. Like a lot of people are like, I want to make a Shopify store and all that. I would say if you're not going to be making $40 a month, I mean, think about how much you spend, right? Think about all the things I just mentioned. Um, so think about if your first goal is make one sale a month at $50, right? For your video editing services. Get one customer a month to edit videos for this one person. Get one customer that pays at least $50. Maybe they bought the $100 package where you're making 3 videos. You're editing 3 videos for them. So take that for an example, right? How are you going to promote that? $50 to maybe $100 that you're making. And that's before the platforms take out their fees. So you're making less money than that. If you're getting paid through PayPal, they're going to take a little bit. If you're getting paid through Venmo, they're going to take a little bit. If you're getting paid through Stripe, they're going to take a little bit. Whichever payment gateway you use, they're going to take a little bit. So you're getting less than $50 already. I don't know how much less exactly, it depends, but let's call it you're making $47 instead of 50, right? If you have a Shopify store, after 3 months, if you don't have that discount where it's $1 a month, I don't even know if that exists anymore, but if it does, if you don't have that discount, after that runs out, you're paying like $39 a month if you bought that plan. That's almost $40. If you're doing that version that I said, instead of having a website where you're paying for GoDaddy.com, using their hosting and their website builder, then that's $16.99 a month. So $47 minus $17 a month, plus however much you paid for your domain, that's a one-time payment per year at least, or you know $47 minus $40. By your fourth month, you're paying $40 almost for a Shopify store. And when you're paying $40 for a Shopify store, you're gonna get um, um, with Shopify, you're basically gonna um, you know get like $7 profit. That's not even enough money to cover your next month's fees. Um, so you got to think about things like that. Like it sounds fun and great to use certain platforms, but sometimes you got to just think it through because you're losing money sometimes. You can lose quite a lot of money. If you're paying for traffic, how much is that going to cost you? You know, it's best to try using these other versions of getting free traffic. You could have a YouTube channel that's monetized and then you're making money on that end, right? You could have a blog that's monetized and you might be making money on that end. And then, in addition, that money goes, of course, there's going to be fees. When you take out that money, there's going to be fees again. But even if you are getting fees, like maybe you're getting $10 a month on YouTube and $5 a month from blogging, that's another $15 you can add to the $50 you're trying to make that's going to turn out to be $47. You got to try to do the math on things. You know, depending which platforms you're using, you might be losing quite a lot of money. And that means that you're going to have to make quite a lot more sales. And the more sales you make, you're still losing money because of all the charges. Some platforms charge you to use different apps like Shopify or WordPress. If you're using different apps for them, some of the apps are paid. So say if you're using some kind of drop shipping app on your Shopify store and you're drop shipping, multiple products from China, you're gonna have to account for the fees that come with using that app in your Shopify store, as well as what you're paying to run your Shopify store every month, as well as what you're paying every time you make a sale. Shopify gets a portion of that. And then once you cash out, if you're using PayPal or Shopify's payment gateway or whatever the payment gateway is that you're using is going to take a little cut for you using their payment gateway service. So, yikes. I mean, you can get, if you're paying for traffic, I mentioned before, like you, you know, might have to, you know, take a cut out of that. It's probably going to be expensive if you're paying for, TikTok or Instagram or whoever to run your ads. If you have an ad that you've made or a few ads and you're running ads, it can cost you money to run ads, even if it is $5, $10, $15, $100. Are you getting a return on that investment? So you want to think about these things. Like, I guess maybe this is two topics in one, but um before, I just want to mention it because it's like it's easy to say, okay, go build a website, go make a squeeze page, go, put your services out there and have people buy them. But it's like, I think that's one thing I wish I had known is like, you got to do the math on how much all these services are costing you, because it sounds good, but it's like if you're paying for Shopify and paying for ads and paying for traffic, you better be making a lot of money. You better be making a lot of money on the other end, like, because you're not going to make a profit. If you're only selling a $50 service, you might need to sell another price. It might need to be more expensive. And as all these platforms are changing their subscription rates and making it more expensive, and taxes and all this other stuff you have to consider if you're in the US and all these things, I mean, you got to do all the math because it's not going to be free. At a certain point, it's like you're spending quite a lot of money. And I wish, that's something I wish I had known. Um, I was never too gung ho about spending a whole lot of money at once, at least. But I wish I had known um, that it wasn't the exact um, um, that wasn't the best route for me to take. Now, for the learning experience, it was a good route, but as far as trying to get profits, all that stuff was cutting into profits. And so, and then learning about how I've talked about it before, how PayPal takes 180 days sometimes just to process your money. That's half of the freaking year. Can you wait 6 months for your money? I mean, most of us aren't trying to start a side hustle or small business or make money on the side to wait 6 months to get your money. Um, Most of us are trying to recycle that money back into the project, back into the company, back into the business, back into our services. Maybe you need to upgrade some things. Um, this is getting kind of lengthy, but I want to keep in this direction. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I know I haven't been able to post really every day. I've been trying some new things that sometimes I guess people aren't really liking. So, um, it's okay if you don't like some of the content. I'm trying different things, but I am trying to kind of stay on track with trying to help people with, you know, their side gigs, their side hustles, their small businesses. Just let's brainstorm, talk about it. What are you doing? What are you not doing? What do you need to do next? That's what you need to know. And you can learn by taking a minute, turning off Netflix, turning off, television or video games or whatever. You can take some time to just dive into the stuff that you naturally are getting. We all get stuff thrown in our face, you know. Study it. Study the stuff that's getting thrown at you because you watch it. Study the stuff that you watch because there's somebody else out there like you that's watching the same thing. And those are the people that would potentially be buying stuff from you. There's something that you are watching that others are watching that you have an interest in. And if you have a service or product within that niche of your actual interests, other people would gravitate towards content that you're making that's related to that. um, or even if it's not even something you're interested in. Say I was doing video editing and I'm not really interested in it, but say I'm good at it and it's a money making opportunity and I know how to talk about it, which I don't, but say if I did, that would be a good thing to try to do. So think about what makes you click. Think about what makes you not click. Think about what keeps you coming back. Think about what even makes you give out your email to some random person on the internet to keep sending you emails. I don't know about you, but I think I get one email. There's one person in my life who emails me things on a regular basis that I actually communicate with them via email. All the other communications through email is just some kind of verification email or something that I've subscribed to willingly. And then other stuff is just other things that I unwillingly subscribed to or dabbled on their website and looked at it once, thought I wanted to sign up for something and didn't, and now I'm getting a bunch of emails that I don't want, that it's hard to unsubscribe from. Um, Even when I unsubscribe, they keep coming, and just think about that kind of stuff. What makes you click? What makes you not click? What makes you put something to junk? What makes you unsubscribe? Think it through, and that's one method to figure out what to do next for yourself. um you know it can be hard, for people to know what to do, and a lot of people are trying to start a method of making their own money because they're getting frustrated. I talked about on another pod, one of my friends is getting a $10 an hour uh reduced pay. The whole company is getting $10 an hour less. So if you're making $20 an hour, you're making $10 an hour. If you're making $30 an hour, you're making $20 an hour. That is a big pay cut. Big pay cut. It's not $10 less a day, $10 less an hour. You know, if you're working 8 hours, basically you're making $100 less. Sorry, I did that math wrong. You're making $80 less, which is almost $100 less. You're making $80 less per day. Can you afford to make $80 less a day? A company that you're working for can decide this for you. If you have your own company and your own business, you can make $80 a day. You can make more than $80 a day. You got to figure out how to do it though. You got to use some of these methods. Figure out what within the sales funnel, what are you not doing, and try to fill in those gaps. But don't get too overly excited and just start like buying a bunch of stuff. Unless you can afford it, that's different. But I wouldn't recommend, trying to go that route first if you've never done it before. Because, like I've mentioned, I mean, I don't know. Some people are more risky than me, but like I said, I'll chalk it up to experience. It was experience that now I can firsthand talk about all these things because I tried them. And that's why I can talk to you about Shopify and PayPal and GoDaddy and all this other stuff because I tried it and I know how much it costs. And that's just right now. I don't know. Uh, Later on, I'm pretty sure a lot of these subscriptions are going to go up even more. So this is in 2023 at the moment in October when I'm talking about this. This might change in the future, in the near future, because we're seeing subscriptions for almost every platform is costing more money now. Companies are trying to make more money. They're not trying to make less money. We're all trying to make more money because we're trying to meet the demands of inflation. I gotta go eat breakfast, um, so I can get on with things. But figure out what you need to do next. Join a community online. See what other people are saying. Um, get out there. But you know what I would recommend for people right now if they're serious. Stay not stay off, but get away from the stuff that's wasting time and get involved in absorbing and immersing yourself in different types of content that's related to what you're trying to do. You'll learn it faster that way, and then brainstorm and think of ideas and see what other people are doing and observe what they're doing, because you'll start to see this didn't work. I didn't click on this because it was weird. They wasted all this like 8 paragraphs in this email talking about stuff that I didn't even care. Or you open an email, it's like, you're just trying to sell me this thing. And like the first thing is a link to buy my thing. And this link is to buy my thing. And halfway down the page, buy my thing. And another thing, buy my thing. It's like, okay, I know you want me to buy your thing, but like you're not providing me anything. You're just emailing me to tell me to buy your thing, and now I'm getting emails from you every other day about this new thing that you want me to buy because you just posted it on your website. And like, I didn't subscribe for that. I didn't subscribe to try to buy your new thing. I subscribed because initially you were giving me freebies and nuggets and things that I liked that I could use, that I implemented, and it made me feel better about the path I was on, to my own success. you know People are very sensitive to sales. People are very sensitive to people advertising to them. These days is very hard, unless somebody really wants what you have, and they're already going there because they want it. It's going to be really hard to find something. Uh, but hopefully this is helpful. I'm going to get on with my morning, and um, all right with that. Thanks for listening.